After an amazing time in Ireland, we put our Irish adventures behind us and crossed the North Channel to explore Scotland. We've captured our 3-week exploration of this amazing country in a series of videos. Come along with us as we delve into a country rich in history, culture, and natural beauty.
In this episode, we explore Northern Ireland, take a ferry to Scotland, spend some time in Glasgow, and pick up a camper van that we will be using during our stay in Scotland. Driving from the Republic of Ireland into the north, as they say, almost did not register, except for the speed limit changing from kilometers per hour to miles per hour.
Northern Ireland is one of the 4 countries that compose the United Kingdom, along with England, Wales, and Scotland. Some other notable changes that we recognized was that there were no more traffic signs in Irish, and the prices for everything were now in pounds instead of euros. We drove to our hotel at the Giant's Causeway. We're staying in the Causeway Hotel.
The hotel is literally right next to the visitor center. After we check in, we had plenty of daylight remaining, so we headed over to the Causeway to check out what was going on.
A UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Giant's Causeway is a natural wonder and a famous landmark. It consists of around 40,000 interlocking basalt columns.
According to Irish mythology, the site was created by the giant Finn McCool, who built the causeway as a bridge to Scotland to fight another giant.
But actually it was formed by an ancient volcanic eruption around 50 or 60 million years ago. When the lava cooled and contracted, it cracked into striking geometric patterns we see today, most of which are hexagonal shape.
Columnar jointing is the name of the process, and it's not unique to the Giant's Causeway. It can be seen in other volcanic formations, such as the Devil's Tower in the United States.
Pretty crazy waves. That's your face right there. Channel. Go up and back to the visitor center. Go up all the way there, just around, and then up top. The question is, are we going to do it? We hiked the Blue Trail down, which was a little bit crowded, but decided to go back using the Red Trail, which is much less crowded and has amazing views. Those stairs. Looks like a few of them. A few stairs. Just a few stairs. No big deal. I can't skip the day. Those stairs get me in. Look at that. I know. Crazy. We got to the hotel just in time to take a shower and clean up before our dinner reservations in the hotel restaurant. Drop that off at the desk. I do. Thank you.
The next morning, we checked out of the hotel and drove an hour to Belfast, the capital of Northern Ireland. Cute little hotel.
Yeah, cute little old-fashioned kind of hotel. Yeah, I got it, obviously. This was close to the Causeway. Didn't realize it was quite this close to the Causeway. Belfast has undergone a renaissance in recent decades. One of the changes is the inception of the Titanic corridor, which is located on the site of the former Harland and Wolff shipyard. This is where the Titanic was built in 1912. One of the main features of the district is the Titanic Museum.
In addition to the museum, the Titanic Quarter includes luxury apartments, office spaces, entertainment venues, and hotels, and celebrates Belfast's legacy as one of the world's leading industrial cities during the early 20th century. We stayed in the fantastic Titanic Hotel during our 2 nights in Belfast, and we highly recommend it. The hotel balances modern amenities with a design that pays homage to Belfast's shipbuilding heritage and the Titanic itself.
Walking around the hotel is a feast for the eyes. At each turn, there was something interesting or beautiful to see.
Second floor.
So I think everything's probably already up there. 2-7. Ooh, spooky. Oh, I see, but quite as dark. The light shining on the thing makes the room number. Nice to have the sun out a little bit. After checking into the hotel, we wandered around the Titanic Quarter and got a bit to eat. Yeah. The Nomadic, lovely. This is a lot smaller than what the Titanic would have been, right? And this is too tiny. Yeah, last one. Oh, these are the Game of Thrones murals, glass murals. Yeah. I think they have quite a few of these. We could probably walk around and find most of them. The ocean, they look so tiny, but look at these guys. Freaking huge. Is that a giant wind chime? One of the sites that we came across was inspired by Belfast's industrial past and shipbuilding history. It's called the Sound Yard and is an interactive art installation.
Walking through the sound yard triggers sounds reminiscent of the hammering, welding, and noises once prevalent in Belfast shipyards. The sounds are activated by movement,
which we finally figured out by watching the kids interacting with it. This is a very cool and creative tribute to Belfast's industrial heritage. Shipbuilding sounds. After our walkabout, we returned to the hotel and grabbed dinner at the Wolff Grill. This is a cool space and used to be where the draftsmen work. We had a great meal here. After dinner, we walked down to the shipyard. Man, I like that they're trying to revitalize and reclaim this, and that's very cool. Oh, this is a great light. Yeah, I thought this was a lot further down. Games of Thrones thing.
When we arrived in Belfast, we notified some of our friends by text. 2 of our friends let us know that we were very close to the location of their cruise ship, which was in dry dock at the time in Belfast. We decided to go for a walk and see if we could spot it. And sure enough, we did.
I think that might be the ship we're looking for. Yeah, there's some pretty serious noises. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, here we go, John. This is a good view. You can see Odyssey on there. Right through there's the ship. That's Odyssey. Oh, Right here.
The Odyssey is a residential cruise ship that Don and Doris are taking around the world. In fact, they're on it now. We took a couple photos and sent it to them, and we were tickled to have seen it before they did.
Documenting our last ride in Charlie. There she is. What's that?
Gas, too.
Oh, gotta get gas too. We'll do that. Charlie. Next morning, we returned our rental car to the office at the Belfast International Airport and caught a cab back to the hotel.
I think that's it. The Black Cab tour came highly recommended to us, so we booked one for the afternoon of our second day in Belfast. Our guide, Henry, picked us up at the hotel and took us through many of the key sites in West Belfast.
The tour focuses on the political history of Belfast, including the sectarian divide between Catholic and Protestant communities. Henry educated us on the meaning of the various murals and the history of the conflict in Northern Ireland and Belfast. One of the main murals has been recently repainted to show support for the people of Palestine. We saw a lot of support for the Palestinian cause throughout Ireland. Bobby Sands. Wow.
Henry also took us to see the Peace Walls, which separates the Catholic and Protestant neighborhoods. Built during the Troubles, these barriers were constructed to separate Catholic and Protestant neighborhoods with the aim of reducing violence and tensions between the two communities. The Peace Walls have become canvases for murals and artwork. The murals are often an expression of identity, solidarity, or resistance, and are important cultural markers.
I was really surprised to find out that still to this day, each evening, a gate is closed across certain parts of Belfast to maintain the physical separation between the Catholic and Protestant communities. The barriers typically close at nightfall, and they remain closed until the next morning. So, what happens if you have to work past 7 o'clock and you live over here?
You have to go around the city centre.
Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So, as you can see, very British.
Yeah.
There was a distinct change when comparing the murals on each side of the divide. The murals on the Loyalist or Protestant side were very pro-Israel, pro-UK, and even pro-US. Very different from the walls on the Catholic neighborhoods, where the emphasis was on social justice and on the struggle for freedom and self-rule. It was evident that the Loyalist neighborhoods are not doing as well, and Henry shared that there are rival Ulster gangs that deeply impact quality of life in these neighborhoods.
Just over 20 years ago. So it's been lying like that ever since. They won't repair it because they'll just burn it again.
Right.
It's what they call here holistic building, so it's protected.
Henry shared with us that each year, most of the Catholics in the city try to go on vacation around the 12th of July, due to the Orangeman's Day, also known as Marching Day. On this day, Loyalists commemorate the victory of the Protestant King William III of Orange over the Catholic King James II in 1690. We were there in early June, but we already saw the start of the massive bonfire being built. Belfast is a great city, but maybe don't visit in July. It sounds intense.
We ended our tour at the famous mural of Bobby Sands.
Bobby Sands was an Irish nationalist and Republican who became a symbol of the struggle for Irish independence. He was arrested in 1976 for his involvement in the IRA's activities and sentenced to prison. He became a prominent figure during the 1981 hunger strike, and after 66 days of refusing food, Sands died on May 5, 1981, at the age of 27. Sands' death turned him into a martyr for the nationalist cause, and the mural is a focal point for many who continue to support Irish republicanism and a united Ireland.
The next morning, we took a cab to the ferry dock.
After Uber tried to price surge us.
Plan is to cross the North Channel and head to Scotland. We arrived at the terminal early. Or rather, the process was so easy, we didn't need all the time that we had allotted.
We had the nicest taxi driver. Okay, good.
The facilities in the lounge were great, and we were very comfortable while we waited aboard.
The The Stena Line ferry service from Belfast to Cairnryan in Scotland is one of the key ferry routes connecting Northern Ireland to Scotland, and it operates frequently throughout the day, accommodating both passengers and vehicles.
The pricing for the ferry ride was so reasonable that we booked a suite. This allowed us to keep our luggage instead of checking it in.
And we got our own bathroom, and a bed, and snacks. Have some tea.
We ventured out to the sun deck to take one last look at Belfast and wave goodbye to the Odyssey as we sailed by.
Our 2-hour transit was very smooth and relaxing, and I was glad we decided to take the ferry instead of flying. The amenities on the ferry were very good. There was a coffee shop, lounge, and even a spa. I could have gotten my nails done.
The ferry landed us in Cairnryan, and disembarking was smooth and easy.
Disembarkation of all foot passengers will be taking place shortly.
We caught the CityLink bus from the ferry dock and had a smooth 2-hour ride with just one stop in Ayr before arriving in Glasgow. A very easy trip. The only stressful part was getting on the bus.
It was kind of funny to see how many times the weather changed on this 2-hour journey.
We arrived at the Buchanan bus station and decided to walk to our hotel. It was a bit longer than estimated, but it worked out, and it was sunny, fortunately.
Our room number was 614, which made us think of home. We were staying just off George Square at Premier Inn.
We had reached the point where laundry was needed again, so we found a self-service laundromat. It was too far to walk, and we grabbed an Uber. The laundry was a bit pricey, but we were desperate.
While we waited for our laundry to finish, we explored a bit and found that right around the corner from the laundry hut was Graham Square. The square was once home to a large meat market in the 1800s. They have preserved some of the stone facades from the original buildings, and there's a cute statue of a calf that made me happy, until I found out that this place used to be a meat market. Then I was a little sad. Forgot about the trash, but here's a little moo-moo cow. Huh. Look at it.
We finished up our clothes, dropped them off at the hotel, and head just a block away to George Square, which is bordered by some of Glasgow's most important buildings, including Glasgow City Chambers and the Royal Concert Hall.
Your name liveth forever. Oh, man. So this is for everyone from Glasgow that died during World War I. That is Walter Scott. That is a pretty big monument for Walter Scott.
The square also has an impressive collection of statues and monuments, celebrating important figures from Glasgow's history, including Sir Walter Scott and Robert Burns, the Scottish poet.
Lord Clyde. We grabbed the hop-on, hop-off bus tour to learn more about this town. Glasgow is the largest city in Scotland and the fourth largest in the UK. Located along the River Clyde, it was a key center during the Industrial Revolution and was known for manufacturing and shipbuilding. Just in time.
Glasgow has a thriving public art scene, and there are murals throughout the city.
It was one of our favorite parts of this tour.
Glasgow is a football-mad city, home to two of Scotland's biggest and most successful football clubs, the Celtic Football Club and Rangers Football Club. The rivalry between these two, known as the Old Firm, is one of the most intense in the world and has deep historical, religious, and social roots.
The Celtic Football Club has ties to the city's Irish immigrant community and was founded as a charitable organization with the intention of raising money to help the poor Irish immigrants. I've seen videos of the Celtic fans singing the Irish song The Fields of Athenry, and always wonder why a Scottish team sings an Irish song. Now I know. I think we're up here. We'll grab this one. The other thing is we can keep an eye out and hop off close to the gallery if it goes that way. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
Great.
We actually took two hop-on, hop-off tours in Glasgow. One was the yellow route and the other was the red route.
In front of the Gallery of Modern Art is a statue of the Duke of Wellington, famous because of the traffic cone that the people of Glasgow insist that he wear as a hat. The city has tried in the past to remove it, but it always shows back up. Whether just a prank or a statement of defiance is unclear, but I think it's a hoot.
We walked around town a bit more after our bus tours and then grabbed some dinner and finally got some sleep. The next morning, we checked out of our hotel and called an Uber to go pick up our camper van. We had booked campsites for the next 2 weeks so we could explore the Scottish countryside.
Picking up the rental went very smoothly, and we headed to the grocery store to pick up some supplies. If I brought us to something that's not a grocery store, I'll be shook. We were not sure we were in the right place, but we headed in.
It was a grocery store after all, embedded within a department store.
That's not weird at all.
No.
They just spell it differently.
We loaded up on provisions for the next few days, packed them into the van, and headed out. Join us next time as we start our wee Scottish camping adventure and explore Scotland's amazing countryside, starting with the tallest mountain in Scotland, Ben Nevis.